Hi everybody, Zach again, NinjaTour.com, coming in making a video for you today, and we are in New Mexico. Just went through the town of Los Lunas, and if you're paying attention, you know what that means. We're heading over to see the Decalogue Stone. I've never been there before. I've met numerous people who have been there, and what it is a stone that carved on it is the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments. That's the reason it's called the Decalogue. Deca meaning 10. Decalogue Stone, otherwise known as the Commandment Stone or the Mystery Stone. It goes by different names, but you can find it on Google. All kinds of information, all kinds of websites out there talking about it. And a couple of years ago, I even did a video reviewing or just talking about the documentary that came out called The Mystery Stone. And great documentary, highly recommend it. If you want to Google that, you can Google Mystery Stone documentary. I'm sure it'll come up. It's by a guy named David Coatney. Highly recommend that DVD for your library. Anyway, so we just went through Los Lunas. We got a number of miles left to go. We have some locals who are traveling with us. They're ahead of us in the vehicle, and they're going to show us where to park, where to go, and we have our permit. I applied for a permit. They emailed it. There's a process involved with that, and I'll go through that at the end of the video so you can see just how simple that is. When I get back to my computer, I'll walk through that in the video. So it's at the end of this video, you can see that, and it'll show you exactly how to get your permit. Very simple, very easy. It does cost $35 because you are going to be walking on, I believe, Indian reservation lands. So they want some money for that. So anyway, join us for the ride. We're going to park here a little bit, and we'll show you where we're going to park so that way you can recognize it, and you can join us for the adventure. Okay, so we're at the spot where we're going to begin our journey. Behind me is the mountain where we're going to be traveling up. This is Robert. How do you say your last name?
Benavides.
I'm not even going to try to.
Want to spell it?
No.
Benavides.
And his wife Jan is here, and we're going to. Well, they've been here. They're locals, so they're going to walk us up there and show us where we're at. But you can see there's a gate here. There's a waste management plant or some kind of loading facility here. A gate. You stop before you get to there, and then I believe you go to these gates, right?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Okay. Well, there's the mountain. There's where we're heading. So we just went through that little gate right there, and yeah, I got everything. We just went through that little gate over there. We're walking up, and they're saying that it's actually on the other side of the mountains. We have to walk around first. I suppose if you were really adventurous, you could probably walk over the top of the mountain and then come down the other side. But might be something fun to do. I don't know if are you allowed to camp out here?
I don't think so.
I doubt it. It's
No.
Indian.
Right.
No.
Even with the permit, you couldn't do it?
I don't think so.
So I had to apply for a permit, and I've got the permit. They emailed it to me this morning. So we've got that on the phone. I downloaded the PDF permit, and she told me on the phone that would be enough. So. Okay, so right here, we've been walking down the road. We're going to cut in here where these tire tracks, these bike tracks are. But you'll notice there's this little rock over here outcropping, and that is, you'll see that from this trail. So you cut across here and start to move in ways. So we're going to do that now. Okay, you're going to come up here to another gate. Eventually, here it is. You got the end of the mountain there, top of the mountain up there, and this gate. So we're going to go through second gate. I hear a military aircraft in the distance. These are really thin. I mean, you got to be skinny to get through those.
I can do it without touching it.
Well, you're a kid. Okay, now where do we go?
Follow
That way.
and we get on that side of the little arroyo, and I think we go up there between those two.
Between those two mounds up? Okay. So we're going to follow the fence line. Here, get out of the way for a second. So the pathway is very evident as you're walking it. Hold on, Caleb, watch out. There's also arrows along the way on rocks. People have carved in the arrows letting people know which way to go. So there's markers all along. Oh yeah. Here's another arrow right there. So you can kind of see people have been up here and they're trying to do people a favor. There's another arrow right on that rock right there. We'll go see it.
The path is still pretty obvious though. We would have worn it first. Or might have made the arrows before the path was in there.
Come on, move. Yet another arrow. Another arrow. So we're heading the right direction. So Caleb has found it. It's right over there. There's the stone. Pretty neat. That's it. And it's almost, you know, looking at this, my first thoughts were as a gate. Like if I was living here 3,000 years ago, and you know, we talk about putting, you know, writing these on our gates and our posts. You know, if the people lived up on top of the mountain up there, which we have plenty of evidence up there of, this would be the entrance. I mean, you see this pathway leads all the way up there, right?
Yeah, it goes all the way up.
I mean, could this be their gate? Where the first thing you're going to see as you come up is.
Well, and you can tell how the rock has shifted.
Yeah, this is definitely not.
This is not parallel to the ground where they would have written it. It's
right.
falling down.
Right. So I think that this giant. Let me back up here. Here, okay. I'm gonna back up here, guys, so you can see this on video. But if you look at this rock, it's kind of hard because of the sun, the way the sun is beating down on me. If you look at this rock, it's like it used to come out, stretched out. It would almost be like an amazing street sign standing out with the writing on that stone being parallel to the viewer on the ground, being parallel to the ground. So if this was upright, it would have made a perfect gate entrance, gate sign for anyone who came up to see the people to know that this was a people of Yahweh, Yehovah. So I think it's really interesting how that sits there. At least that's my first impression after seeing it for the first time. Maybe I'm wrong in all that, but I was just telling them that if I wish I could come out here for like a week and I don't think you're allowed to camp on the land. But if I could camp here, or just come out every day, stay off somewhere else, I would love to walk over this mountain every day and just bring a metal detector and just see what I could find. And whatever you find, you have to turn in, because it's on Indian land, so it can't be yours. You can't take it with you. But you could turn it into authorities and allow the authorities to make note of it, but also record what you find. I mean, I'd love to find like an old Greek coin or something here on the land, something that would date this land more, because there's people who doubt the validity of this inscription. And there's other inscriptions up on the mountain that people have found too. Different things like a star chart, an altar with all these different inscriptions. So I think that it'd be interesting to see if you could find other information to date this the way we think it is, 2,000, 3,000 years old or so. So let's take a closer look at the stone.
What are those?
That's English.
What's this?
So there's lots of inscriptions on here, and there's people who have made charts like this one here, giving you exactly what you're reading so you can see. Some of this has been destroyed. Someone came and vandalized the stone a number of years ago. I think 2004, 2008, I'm not sure. Anyway, someone came up here and hurt the stone pretty bad and erased the first line, or tried to. You can still make out where it says. Here, see, Yod He, Vav He. It's funny, the Father's name shines through. Hear it again, Yod He, Vav He. Here in the ancient Hebrew, Phoenician type dialect, you can see the Paleo-Hebrew, but there's Phoenician symbols in here that Phoenicians would have used too. There's a dalet, or it would have been a delta. the Greek delta, in place of what the dalet would be for the Hebrew. So they're still sounding out things correctly, even though they don't remember how to spell correctly. The point being made here is that this was made by just normal people. No scholar made this. This was made by someone who wanted to use a combination of multiple languages to sound out the words they were trying to say. So, I mean, to me, that lends to the authenticity of the inscriptions here. So, yeah, pretty impressive.
What's that?
What's what?
I think some of these things are English too.
What's that? Oh.
It's just, I think someone carved that later. Someone carved that later. Some of these you can tell have been added. Some of the things have been written on here.
Okay, this one right here is the book.
One here says, "Truth is out."
This one. This is shit.
Hearing a couple of Apache helicopters working in the distance. Oh, here goes one right there. Oh, that's a Black Hawk. We saw an Apache earlier. So as we're looking at this rock, the stone here, and what is part of the other bigger structure, this is obviously different, a different color. It's darker. This is much lighter. And we think maybe because to use this as an inscription pad, they knocked off the patina of the rock, which would have looked like this, so that it would have shown up better.
And a flat surface.
Yeah, maybe they flattened it out a little bit. But it almost looks like a completely different stone than the stone that it appeared to be attached to. So either it's set up like this, either they set up a stone, different to it, or more likely they chopped off the patina and it's split from the majority of the other part of the rock. You can see here it's all split and then has slid down. You can kind of see where this piece right here was maybe butted up against this up here, and now it's slid down a few inches because it's all come apart. But either way, whoever decided to do this, I think it was a sign. To me, that was my first impression coming up this pathway here, which would have been a normal pathway to get to where everyone lived above, which we have evidence for. This would have been your sign. This would have been like, hey, these are people who believe in the Father's commandments, as a way to declare to all your neighbors that this is how we live. So you can kind of see there's some train tracks here. You're going to cross some train tracks when you first come in here. And we basically parked over there. You can't see where we parked. And we walked all the way around here. There's a second gate we went through. And there's markers all along this fence line and leading up to kind of a natural entrance that goes up and leads into to where the Decalogue Stone is. And that's right there. And to me, when I first come up here, it gives the impression that this is like an entrance sign, like a gate post, a natural gate post leading up to where the people lived on this mountaintop up here, where there's lots more evidence that people have found of where these people lived. There's a few other people I can see on the mountain walking around looking at stuff. Kids are over there. Just interesting, very interesting. Just an amazing testimony to the actual dispersion that took place of Israel. Where he says, if you disobey me, I'm going to disperse you. I'm going to send you into the four corners of the earth. But then I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back at a later time. Deuteronomy 30, verse 1 through 3 talks about that. All the prophets speak of it. Our Messiah himself spoke of the regathering of the people, the promised return of Israel. And it's a physical regathering of the people. Was the dispersion a physical act? Absolutely. This is evidence of it. That stone is evidence of that physical dispersion. Will the regathering be physical? Absolutely. It will be a physical regathering. How it all works, the time frame of that, I have no idea. But I believe it's going to actually happen. We're going to see it. Some of us, either our children's children, someone's going to see it. That promise will be kept. It's a promise. And the prophets speak of it. Our Messiah spoke of it. Just an amazing testimony to see that rock. So if you get a chance, come out here. At the end of this video, right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how we applied for that permit. Okay, so we're back at the house, and we're going to show you now how you can go ahead and apply for this permit. But not only that, but applying for a permit will help protect the stone. And here's what I mean by that. if you noticed when we went there, there was not a lot of protection. You can go right up to the stone, you can touch it, which is the reason why it was defaced and harmed a number of years back. And so there's no protection for the stone. It's just sitting out there in the middle of the desert, and unless you know where it is, you can't find it. But it is in danger of defacement and damage. So and I think it should be studied. And if you agree with me, you probably would hope it would have some protection. And so New Mexico State Parks has the ability to go ahead and put that protection in. However, they need to know that people are interested in it. If it's something that's going to drive tourism, if it's something that's going to drive revenue for the state, they will go ahead and put money into to help protect that. But here's how you do that. You have to vote with your dollars, vote with your wallet. And that means going to the site that I'm about to show you and applying for a permit. And whether you use the permit or not, you're going to pay for that permit. And that shows the New Mexico State Parks that you care. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you that now. Okay, so you want to go to Google and you want to type in NM, as in Nancy Mary, okay, state lands. So NM stands for New Mexico, NM state lands in Google, and it'll bring you to this website right here, the NM State Land Office from nmstatelands.org. You click on that, and when you click on that, you're going to see a link up at the top. This is for the New Mexico State Land Office. It says Open for Adventure, and you're going to click on that. And it's going to bring you to this page, and you want to hit Create Account, unless you have an account already. But you want to hit Create Account, and you're going to fill out your information here, your first name, last name, email address, confirm, password, everything like that. Once you sign in and fill out your information, you're going to then come to this page. It's going to bring you to your dashboard, and you're going to hit Submit a new recreational access permit, and you click on that. And then you're going to fill out all your information, and I just filled out Jim Bob. And you fill out this information, easy information to fill out, and then you go all the way down here to the bottom. You sign, like, and then hit Save Application. And then once you hit that Save Application, it's going to appear right here under your current and previous permits. And then there will be an option over here to make payment. And so you click on that, you make your payment, it costs $35. And then you have the ability to use that permit to visit the lands that you stated inside of your application. Because once you click on here, it's going to show you, where is it you want to go? Please list the activities you plan to pursue on state lands. Please list the locations. Well, you're just going to put in here Los Lunas Decalogue Stone. And so they know what this is, okay? They know what that is. They're getting lots of requests for people to come out and use this and do it legally. And so they see that, and they see that people actually want to come visit this thing. Well, we might want to put some more infrastructure around it. We might want to protect it. We might want to keep this as a growing tourist spot. And so that all goes back to, once you finish that, making that payment right here, and when there'll be a link there. Once you're done, you click on that link, you pay the $35, and that's voting with your wallet, showing them that you feel that this is important enough for you to go through the trouble to get the permit and come on out and visit this spot. And so they see where people are putting their money, and then they put that money in to protect those places. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that you get what I'm trying to say here, that even if you don't come out and visit it, you have a permit that allows you for a full year after you fill this out to come visit the stone. So let's just say you have a plan maybe this year to do that. Come out here, fill the permit out. If you don't come out within the year's time on that permit, okay, it's $35. And you made a statement with that $35 that you think that this Decalogue Stone is important and that it should be protected. So that's what I'm trying to get you to do here today. I hope you'll come out and you'll visit it and take pictures. And because really we don't know if they don't protect this, who knows how long it'll be here. And I know there's some people out there who say, oh, this is a hoax. This is a Mormon forgery. There's absolutely no evidence for that whatsoever. So I would highly encourage you to go ahead and check out this documentary. It's called The Mystery Stone, and it's put up by a guy named David Coatney. I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. It really goes through a lot of those details. It really examines this with a a critical mindset and just comes to its own conclusion. I think you should see this documentary. But there are some people out there who are saying, oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, this isn't blah, blah, blah. You know what? Watch the documentary, then come talk to me. I asked one guy who was critical, well, Zach, see, this is just a Mormon forgery. Well, okay, great, genius. Did you watch the documentary? Oh, you didn't? All right, watch the documentary, then come back and talk to me. So there are people out there who would disagree with me if I say night's dark and day's light, just because I said night's dark and day's light. All right, anyway, besides all that, there you go. I hope you get a chance to come see this. Listen, if you have seen the Decalogue Stone, and you've actually taken pictures of it, you've done some research, you've seen the arguments both for and against its authenticity, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I want to know what you think. If you've seen the documentary, let me know what you think. If you think the documentary is wrong, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. So, all right, we'll leave it at that. Go home, read your Bible. Thanks.